What's up, guys? This is Showtime's Fighting Form. Obviously, I'm your host, Showtime. Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and all that good stuff at Showtime Sanders. Today, we're going to have a very, very important discussion about weight cuts. All right? So, any UFC fan knows about what happened in previous week, which was, this fighter. She's a bantamweight fighter. I'm going to butcher her name, but I want to say is Julija Stoliarenko, but I'm not good with pronouncing the names. I'm sorry, I'm very bad at that. But she went up to the scale, she weighed in, and then literally passed out. It was very, very scary. Matter of fact, here you go with the clip. So, so with that clip, it's obviously scary. The first thing you think about is, oh my God, like what's happening? Then the next thing you're gonna say is, oh my God, weight cuts, it's terrible. People gotta stop. This, that, and the third. And I always like to tell people this. I'm a former wrestler. I've been wrestling. Well, obviously I'm not wrestling anymore. I'm older, but I've been part of the wrestling community for well over 20 years now. I've been wrestling since I was pretty much 5, and weight cut has always been a part of my life. And there's been times where I can honestly say where I've almost been that same way. One time I was weighing 168 and I cut all the way down to 133 in college, and I missed weight by 0.6, and there was no way in the world I was going to be able to make it. And I felt like I was going to pass out. I remember the year after that, when I said I'm never ever cutting weight like that again, I bumped up to 141. This is conference. I'm excited. I'm like, let's go. I don't know what it was about my body, but my body just happened to shut down. And once again, this time I actually was like, when I say I was about to pass out, like stars was showing, my eyes was about to be shut. I don't even know how I made it through the tournament. It was just awful. But the whole point of me telling you this is the fact that I learned something with both these situations. Well, obviously I didn't learn from the first, but I learned from the second one because the second one was by far the worst. I'm going to kill myself if I continue to put my body through things that I obviously should not be doing. Now, I'm not saying here anti-weight cut. You should cut weight. Obviously, that is important because you don't always want to wrestle or fight somebody that's that much bigger than you. But there is an extent to where it's like you do not need to be going that low. And I didn't realize that. And a lot of fighters, a lot of wrestlers do not realize that. Okay? There's nothing wrong with shedding 10 pounds. Obviously, you have to frame for it. I got a lot of body fat, so I can lose a little bit more weight, but I thought I could lose too much weight. So then the year after that, my last year wrestling in college, I said, forget it. I'm not cutting anymore. I'm not doing it. And I went all the way from 149. I mean, I wrestled, I told you, I went 133, 141, but this year I said I'm wrestling 149 and I'm wrestling 157. Those are the only 2 weight classes I'm going. I'm not cutting down to 141 anymore. My body can't take it. I had my best year ever. Had 17 matches. I won straight. At one point, I was in our I was a part of a club level. I wasn't D1 or anything like that. I'm not gonna sit here and flex like that. But in the club level, at one point, I was ranked in the whole nation because I was on that 17 match win streak. I was beating everybody, and that was very, very. I was hype. I was happy about that. And that was strictly because why? I wasn't cutting that much weight. We have so many fighters. We've seen so many fighters compete at a better weight for them as far as weight cut, and they succeeded. I mean, at the end of the day, we have Frankie Edgar. I mean, he was the world champion. He didn't cut any weight. I mean, we've seen people like, reality John Jones doesn't cut that much weight. We've seen Israel Adesanya. We know he don't cut that much weight. Even at 185, he doesn't cut that much weight. He had to put on weight just to get to 200. So, realistically, he's a small guy. He could, I don't know if he can make one. I personally think he can make 170 if he pushed it. But obviously, he knows his body's perfect at 185. But I can just keep going down these lists of guys who have been successful without weight cuts. We've seen people like Robert Whitaker. Robert Whitaker was at 170 getting pulverized by Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. And then he said, all right, I'm good. I'm gonna go ahead and go to 180, win the championship. Oh, cool. Great. We can go Kevin Gastelum. Like, there's plenty, I guess I can keep naming them, but there's plenty of fighters to show if the weight cut's that bad, guys, it's not worth it. Just go up. I promise you, you will still be fine. You will have some type of success. If you're in this is like one of the most point blank period things. And my dad told me this. He said, Josh, look, if you're a great wrestler, if you're a great fighter, you will do well. Doesn't matter what weight you are. You will do well. Why? Because you are a great wrestler, a great fighter. Now, granted, obviously, you don't need to be fighting, wrestling nobody 30 or 40 plus pounds heavier than you. That's obviously an issue, which is why I say I'm okay with certain weight cuts. But we have to learn as athletes, stop cutting so much weight. It's not worth it. It genuinely is not. And if you're really that good, you will win your fight. All right. So, I mean, tell me what you guys think. I mean, I personally don't think the UFC should do really much more. It's like, okay, protect them from themselves. These are grown adults, man. You're an adult. All right. I'm sorry, but I understand you want to keep pampering people by saying they need to enforce this, enforce that. No, your trainers, your coaches need to talk to you. They know how much you weigh. They know how much you're struggling. Obviously, some people can't get nutritious because they don't get paid as much, but you still got coaches, you still have trainers, and they should be professional enough to let you know, hey, you can't be going down to this weight. It's not healthy. It's not good for you. And you know in your performance, in practice, if this person can perform at that weight while they're cutting, or if they're struggling to even make it through. So we're going to put more pressure on the trainers than we are the UFC, in my opinion. But once again, tell me what you guys think. What can we do to solve this? Do you really think weight cuts? Is it really the weight cutting? Is it the trainers? Is it the UFC? Is it just the fighters' own ignorance? What do you guys think? Once again, comment, like, subscribe. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is Showtime's Fight Forum.